Right now, the two candidates on the ballot for Madison mayor face off in their final debate before the spring election. We'll hear what they had to say.
Plus, law enforcement in Tennessee continue to investigate after another school shooting in the U.S. takes the lives of 6 people, including 3 children.
And the Dane County Jail Consolidation Project could be back on track. What a newly revealed cost estimate means for the project. It's all coming up on News 3 Now at 10.
I have demonstrated over the past 4 years my leadership. I've kept my promises to work on housing, on transportation, on climate, on racial equity, and so many more things.
It's time to have a mayor that will close the racial equity gap in housing, economic, arrest, and education. I am the mayor that will lead our city future and ensure we close the racial equity gaps.
Just a few hours ago, the two candidates running for Madison mayor finished their final debate before the April 4th election.
Hosted by News 3 Now and the Cap Times, incumbent Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway and challenger Gloria Reyes answered roughly a dozen questions over the course of an hour. McKenna Alexander joins us now in studio to share highlights from this debate. McKenna.
Now, with everything ranging from rapid-fire fun facts to viewer submission questions, tonight's debate included topics centering around city development, housing, police funding, public safety, the bus rapid transit system, and so much more.
During Monday night's mayoral debate, plenty of questions were asked of the two candidates, but one of the topics drawing the most response was whether the Vision Zero initiative has been successful and if it'll be continued in the next mayoral term.
Changing the street, the speed limits was very performative. I mean, I think it doesn't tackle these significant issues. I mean, if you look at the data, we had 7 traffic fatalities in 2019. We had 15, 17, and 14. And those were the times during the pandemic. When you look at data on traffic fatalities and when you can determine whether we're trending down or up, it goes by every 100,000 miles. We're not using that data. It's bad data. And so Vision Zero and reducing the speed limits is not making our streets safer.
In response to her challenger's answer, Mayor Rhodes Conway went the opposite direction, discussing the success of Vision Zero and promising to keep the initiative in the city should she be reelected to another term.
This is a personal thing for me because I lost my grandfather and my little brother to a traffic crash. And so it's very important to me that no family experience what my family had to experience. And Vision Zero is designed to do just that. It's designed to prevent serious injury and fatality crashes on our streets. And it's working. We're seeing progress. The speed limit reductions in particular have significantly reduced speeds on the corridors where we've brought the speed limit down. I'm not saying everybody's driving the speed limit. I know that most of you probably don't drive the speed limit all the time, but we have seen the highest speeds come down to lower levels, which is really important.
If you missed tonight's hour-long debate, you can still watch it tomorrow when it re-airs in place of Live at 4.
McKenna, thank you. Let's check the first warn forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi.
Well, we had a winter storm Saturday morning for a lot of us, over a foot of snow here in Madison, and now we're having the prospects for severe weather at the end of this week. We have a first warn weather alert day in the forecast for Friday afternoon and Friday evening for the potential for some strong to severe thunderstorms, high winds, hail, heavy rainfall, perhaps even the possibility for a couple of tornadoes, with the highest threat for areas south of Madison. Storm Prediction Center Day 5 severe weather outlook already covers much of southern Wisconsin with a higher threat across parts of northern Illinois and eastern Iowa. Time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam showed some clouds early this morning, but plenty of sunshine through the day, just some cirrus clouds. But of course, the snow cover in this part of the area kept temperatures down. Notice Madison's high at 41. North and west of Dane County, where almost no snow fell Saturday. 55 in Boscobel, 53 Lone Rock, 51 for the high in Baraboo Dells, and 50 in Camp Douglas. Right now, Madison is just above freezing at 33. Baraboo Dells at 32 and 28 degrees right now in Camp Douglas. Across Dane County, it's already 29 in Middleton and 34 degrees in Stoughton. Look for skies to be partly cloudy overnight. It'll be cold, low temperature dropping to 25 degrees. We'll see relatively quiet weather for tomorrow, maybe some light snow tomorrow night, and then that prospect for severe weather toward the end of the week. I'll have more on the timing of that in just a few minutes.
Devastation in Nashville as 6 people are killed in a school shooting at a private Catholic school. Among the victims, 3 children.
Investigators have obtained a manifesto written by the shooter and are combing through additional evidence. Christian Benavidez is there with the latest.
Children held hands as they were taken to safety following a deadly shooting at their Nashville school.
No parent should have to receive that call.
Police say the shooter killed 3 students and 3 adults at the Covenant School, a Christian elementary school.
I was hoping this day would never ever come here in this city.
The students were all just 9 years old, identified as Evelyn Dykehouse, Hallie Scruggs, and William Kinney. The adults, custodian Mike Hill, substitute teacher Cynthia Peak, and head of school Catherine Coons, who was interviewed by WTVF, the CBS affiliate in Nashville in 2019.
Our motto is to be known, to be loved, to be prepared, because we feel like those go together.
Police say the shooter was Audrey Hale, a 28-year-old former student of the school.
We have a manifesto, we have some writings that we're going over that pertain to this day, the actual incident. We have a map drawn out of how this was all going to take place.
Officials say Hale gained entry by shooting through a door and then was killed by police on the 2nd floor.
They're actually hearing gunfire.
The entire incident happened in just 14 minutes. Terrified parents were seen rushing to the school.
So even in a remarkably fast response, there was not enough time. And those guns stole precious lives from us today in Nashville.
Authorities say the shooter used 3 guns, including an assault-style rifle. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Nashville.
At the White House, the president renewed his call for an assault weapons ban, saying gun violence is, quote, ripping at the very soul of the nation.
In Madison, a 25-year-old man is under arrest after police say he sexually assaulted a woman in the stairway of a downtown apartment building over the weekend. This assault happened on Saturday around 5 p.m. in the 700 block of University Avenue. The victim was able to get away, and police officers arrested the suspect in a nearby construction area on a tentative charge of 4th-degree sexual assault.
Whitewater police have arrested a woman they believe to be the mother of a newborn who was found dead in a field earlier this month. Officers say the 39-year-old woman is currently being held in the Jefferson County Jail. Further details about the arrest have not been released. Police say the woman may face charges of concealing the death of a child and resisting or obstructing an officer.
A Racine man has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for killing a woman in 1986. Lou Griffin pleaded no contest January 27th in Brown County Circuit Court to a charge of homicide by reckless conduct. The 67-year-old was charged in 2020 with first-degree intentional homicide in Lisa Holstead's killing. Her body was found in a Green Bay swamp in August of 1986. Holstead's slaying had been Brown County's oldest unsolved murder case. Some Dane County officials believe a path forward is in sight in consolidating the 70-year-old jail in the city-county building.
County Executive Joe Parisi says he has a new cost estimate for the project, but its fate still remains in the county board's hands. Armand Rahman has more on the latest chapter in this much-debated project. Armand?
Eric and Charlotte, County Executive Joe Parisi says the estimated cost he received today will be 100% covered by unspent funds allocated for the jail project earlier this year. But it's up to the county board's Public Protection and Judiciary Committee and Finance Committee to approve next month.
Yeah, there's been a lot of back and forth over this, as you know.
But County Executive Joe Parisi believes the back and forth could soon be coming to an end after hearing the price tag for the Dane County Jail consolidation is estimated at $179 million.
Now, not quite that much has been authorized yet, but there is a resolution that's sitting in a Dane County board committee that would authorize an amount necessary to fulfill that funding requirement.
He says that resolution would completely cover that cost. It was first introduced earlier this year, reallocating unspent, previously approved borrowing for other projects to the jail project.
I think the big concern was that there was going to be additional money due to inflation for this project. And now we've overcome that hurdle that we will not need to borrow additional funds. We do have the money in place with Resolution 287.
Board Chair Patrick Miles told News 3 Now over the phone he is, quote, cautiously optimistic that the resolution will get the necessary 25 votes. If it plays out that way,
then we can put the contract out for bid and finally move forward with this project.
Sheriff Barrett says construction could then start as soon as the beginning of next year, preventing costs from going up even more.
Whether it's a new facility or our staffing numbers start to improve, then we'll be able to bring individuals back and house them in this facility.
He has joined past sheriffs to call on the board to take action on the 70-year-old jail, calling overcrowding, plumbing issues, black mold, and more inhumane and borderline unconstitutional.
I am very confident that the Dane County Board will put humanity first and move forward with this project.
Now, I've been calling and emailing members of the Dane County Board's Black Caucus all day and haven't heard back. They've been opposing the 6-story jail tower plan in favor of a smaller facility to lower the jail population.
Armand, thank you. Governor Evers ordering flags to fly at half-staff tomorrow. It's in honor of a Middleton soldier who was killed in action during World War II. Army Private First Class William Sonny Simon died in November 1944 fighting German forces in the Battle of Hurtgen Forest. He was posthumously awarded the Bronze Star and Purple Heart. Scientists were able to identify his remains last year, and he was brought to Middleton last week. Simon will be buried with full military honors in Middleton tomorrow. Fort Hood in Texas will be getting a new name. A ceremony will take place in May to rename the Army base after General Richard Edward Cavazos. He made military history back in 1982 when he became the Army's first Hispanic 4-star general. Cavazos served in the Army for 33 years and was known for his leadership skills. He died in 2017. Fort Hood is currently named after Lieutenant General John Bell Hood, a Confederate leader during the Civil War.
The Village of Oregon is celebrating the grand opening of a new Culver's there. The fast food restaurant is located on Park Street, bringing the Wisconsin chain closer to Oregon residents hungry for a Butterburger. Craig Culver, who was in attendance at today's opening along with his youngest daughter, Chelsea, credited the man he called Mayor Randy, Village President Randy Glish, as being one of the biggest reasons for the chain to come to the village.
And still ahead, your full forecast, and if any more March snowstorms are on the way.
Plus, storm survivors in Mississippi are cleaning up and vowing to rebuild after a devastating storm there. We'll take a look at some of that damage next.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what you need when you've been in a serious truck accident. Call Gruber Law Offices. We've successfully helped people injured by big trucks for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Family-owned Brothers Maine knows choosing appliances for a remodel or new build can be exciting and overwhelming. Our experienced staff has experienced it all as we've guided thousands of area families through appliance selection. Brothers Maine has a larger inventory and low-price deals that consistently beat competitors, including Big Box. You heard me, Big Box can't beat our prices. From sales to install, Brothers Maine does it all. Feel great about your purchases and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
On abortion rights, do you want extremist Dan Kelly holding the gavel? Kelly wants abortion banned even in cases of rape, incest, and the health of the mother. He'll uphold the 1849 criminal abortion law that allows doctors and nurses to be jailed for performing abortions. And he'll strip women of their freedom to make their own decision on abortion. So don't give Dan Kelly a gavel with your vote. He's just too extreme.
Right now, Planet Fitness, you can get that big fitness energy for just $1 down, $10 a month. No commitment, cancel anytime. It's a great deal, and our 17 million members agree.
You can say that again.
Okay, as I said, you can join for just $1 down, $10 a month.
What a deal!
So turn your low energy into big fitness energy and enjoy tons of equipment in a clean and spacious, judgment-free zone to get that post-workout glow. So get going, or shall I say glowing? Join for just $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, April 5th.
Why are there 2 extra seats? Are we getting 2 Great Danes? I know, giant Uncle Dane and his giant beard. Maybe a dragon. Twin sisters, and one is a robot and one is a knight. And I'll be on the side of the octopus.
The Volkswagen Atlas with best-in-class third-row legroom. Visit your local Volkswagen dealer for 4.9% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2023 Atlas or Atlas Cross Sport.
After a serious truck crash, you need a team who knows how to handle trucking cases and gets results. You need Gruber Law Offices. There's never a fee until we win. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
It's the Jennifer Hudson Show first with Dermot Mulroney.
This is the only television studio in Los Angeles that has a harp.
Ain't nobody ever played it. Will you try? Then Jessica Williams came to play.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
The rate of children diagnosed with autism in the U.S. has been rising steadily since the year 2000. And new data from the CDC shows that continues to be the case. The agency has been monitoring 11 communities across the country. Now, 5 years ago, in those same communities, 1 in 44 children were diagnosed with autism by age 8, up from 1 in 150 children in 2000. The CDC believes the rising numbers don't necessarily mean there are more cases of autism, but that screening tools are catching more of them, especially in minority populations.
Black, Hispanic, and Asian Pacific Islander children had a higher prevalence of autism compared to white children.
Another CDC report released last week shows the U.S. suffered setbacks in early detection of autism in 2020 during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Mixed messages about the safety of Philadelphia's drinking water have many residents nervous and stripping store shelves bare of bottled water. A chemical spill Friday dumped thousands of gallons of a latex product into the Delaware River. Then came citywide alerts to not drink water. Then within hours, more alerts that it was actually safe. Uncertain residents didn't know what to believe, and experts are urging caution.
So just in the interests of public safety, as this plume is passing, don't drink the water.
So far, nothing has been detected in Philadelphia's water. The company behind the river spill, Trinzio PLC, blames equipment failure. Philadelphia residents should get an update on water quality after midnight.
It was a devastating weekend of extreme weather throughout the Southeast. Tornadoes killed at least 26 people and flattened several communities. Fast rising water and the threat of a dam failure forced evacuations downstream from Heads Creek Reservoir. It's about 45 miles south of Atlanta. Since Sunday, storms have pounded the area and tornadoes touched down in western Georgia, destroying about 30 homes. That was the same storm system that Friday night damaged communities in western Mississippi. Before and after satellite photos show how much was lost in the town of Rolling Fork.
People come all the way from Minnesota and Wisconsin that have just come down, and within 24 hours we're here wanting to say, hey, let me help.
Mississippi has opened more than a half-dozen shelters for storm victims. Teams with FEMA say they're working with the governor to find housing solutions and are promising to stay as long as needed. And yesterday, President Biden approved a disaster declaration for the hardest-hit counties.
Well, a nice start to the work week, but an alert day has already been declared for Friday. Gary is with us with the latest.
Yeah, and not for winter weather. It's for severe weather. That same storm system that brought the tornadoes down south brought us snow Saturday. Now, that's shifting northward, and we'll probably miss the snow, but we could have severe weather. Let's start out by taking a look, first of all, at what happened on Saturday. We had 12.1 inches of snowfall in that snowstorm on Saturday. That is the 10th heaviest 24-hour snowfall in Madison's history. It's the heaviest snowfall for the entire month of March in one storm, the previous being 12 inches, so we beat that by a 1/10 of an inch. But you can see the narrow band from right through Madison up into the Fox Valley of about 12 or more inches of snow, about 8 to 12 inches either side of that. And look at how sharp the cutoff was. You go from 12 inches in Madison to nothing in Lone Rock. That's about 50 miles. So again, just a very sharp cutoff. We got that part of it right, but it's almost impossible to predict an extreme amount of snow like this. So everything came out the right way or the wrong way, I suppose, around here. And you can clearly see where that snow is. Western parts of our viewing area, almost no snow on the ground right now. That will make a difference in temperatures. It already did today. But three things you need to know. It's going to stay chilly through Thursday. Temperatures below normal. Some snow showers later tomorrow night into early Wednesday morning could bring some minor accumulations. And then it'll be mild Friday, showers and thunderstorms, and the potential for some severe weather. We have a first warned weather alert day in the forecast for Friday afternoon and evening. High winds, hail, heavy rainfall, a possibility in the strongest thunderstorms, maybe even the possibility for a few tornadoes as well. Highest severe weather potential will be just south of Madison. The position of a warm front is going to be critical as far as where the northern limit of the severe weather is. Notice on Thursday, mainly rain here. The snow moves up into the northern part of the state by early Friday morning. We're looking at mainly rain with temperatures actually rising overnight. Friday morning, maybe a little bit of a break, and that could allow at least a few peaks of sun to come through. That would destabilize the atmosphere a little bit more. 2 p.m., the next round of thunderstorms starting to develop ahead of the cold front coming in from the west, and that starts swinging in here by 6 p.m. into the evening hours. By midnight, the front now lifting to the north and east up toward Green Bay, and that will put an end to the severe weather. Meantime, northern part of the storm, winter storm conditions up in northwestern Wisconsin down toward the Twin Cities, and we might see a mix of rain and snow at the very end of the storm system. system. But what has us worried is what we call wind shear. Winds from the ground out of the south, winds aloft from the southwest. That allows storms to rotate and concentrates the energy and also brings the possibility for tornadoes. Severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. You can see severe weather threat as far north as Portage. Rainfall amounts a ½ inch to an inch, maybe locally higher, and heavy snow this time, northern parts of the Midwest. If we get any accumulation, it'll be at the very end of the storm. 46 for the high tomorrow with partly sunny skies, so not a bad day. Across Dane County, 45 Verona, 43 in Windsor, plenty of sunshine. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 45 in Platteville, 46 for the high in Prairie du Chien. Then that little band of snow showers coming through late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, zips on through here, perhaps brings up to an inch of accumulation in some areas. Most areas just a dusting. And then that first warn 7 to 10 day forecast. Temperatures cool, a big warm up for Friday with the severe weather threat. Temperatures cool down, warm back up again, and possibility for more storms toward the middle of next week.
And coming up in sports, the Badgers aren't planning on overlooking the Mean Green in their NIT semifinal. While Greg Gard says North Texas didn't get to this point by accident. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
After I was robbed and my girlfriend was beat up, Janet Prolise was the prosecutor that went after those criminals. Those fools were on a violent crime spree. Janet prosecuted them case after case and brought those criminals to justice. I saw her work up close. She's compassionate, she's fair, and she believes in public safety. On the Supreme Court, I know she'll fight for you because she fought for me. Janet cares about us.
There are so many things we take for granted. So many things. And along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for their survival for granted too. The elderly, disabled, the veterans, people on limited and fixed incomes, or folks that lost jobs in sectors hardest hit during the pandemic. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? Some people just can't come back. And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind, struggling to keep their heat, water, and power on. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our heat, water, and power providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
A supper club. A place that serves supper. House coffee, garden salad, potatoes au gratin, bacon wrapped scallops. Old fashioned. That's superior.
A feeling this powerful is invite only. Fortunately, you're invited. Experience the capability of the complete line of SUVs at the Invitation to Lexus sales event.
Get special offers on select Lexus models.
The local water experts at Culligan can take care of everything but the kitchen sink. Actually, we do that too. Culligan, here for every water worry.
Oh, the weather. What's the chance of rain tomorrow?
Ooh, 80%. I make it rain. I make it rain.
Speaking of making it rain, at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, we have an average 95% payout, which leads you to more chances of playing longer and more chances to win big. Play longer, win more, chances are you're gonna like it.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
You already know Dan Kelly worked for a radical anti-abortion group, and on the court could uphold Wisconsin's 1849 abortion ban with no exceptions for rape or incest. Here's what you didn't know. Kelly opposed background checks on all gun sales and even wrote the court decision making it easier for dangerous people to carry guns in public, banning abortion, putting our communities at risk. Dan Kelly is too extreme for our Supreme Court.
Tuesday night, the Badger men's basketball team will look to advance to the NIT championship game. All they have to do is get past North Texas, which might be easier said than done. The Mean Green come from Conference USA, where they finished second behind only Florida Atlantic. They enter with a record of 29-7, winners of 14 of their last 16 games. And whatever you do, do not call them a mid-major in front of Greg Gard.
They've had a lot of good wins. You know, you win 29 games, it's not by accident. You know, they didn't fluke their way into 29 wins. So they're, like I said, they're really good, and it's not about what's on the front of your jersey. It's about the players and how well they play together, and Grant's done a great job. I've known him for a long time, and he's had success everywhere he's been. So good basketball knows no level.
Rest day for Giannis in Detroit. He's spacing out. That happens sometimes while watching the Pistons play. Drew Holiday also out, which means Javon Carter in, and that man was money. Carter went 6 of 7 from deep, finishing with 22 points. But the night belonged to Chris Middleton. He gets the floater for 2 plus 1. Middleton finished with a game-high 34. Bucks win by 9. As we've mentioned, there's a lot of new with the Luke Fickell era of Wisconsin football kicking off this spring, but some things haven't changed at the camp. The main thing, the tradition of the Badger offensive line. New O-line coach Jack Bicknell Jr. knows the history and the success in the trenches UW has had, and he plans on making no changes to that.
This has been a great tradition of offensive line play, and we're going to continue that. So yeah, it's a little bit extra pressure, it's a little bit extra incentive, I think, you know, and a little bit extra pride in who we are as Wisconsin offensive linemen. And I think it's going to be a fun year, from what I could tell. I mean, I think those guys are going to play hard and you know, kind of show what the division is all about, for sure.
Down in Division III, Whitewater released their schedule for the upcoming football season, and tough might be an understatement when describing their slate. Their 3 non-conference games against John Carroll, St. John's, and Mary Hardin-Baylor all finished ranked in the final D3 poll. Then they have to kick off conference play, which is always a dogfight. Their full schedule is up on our website. And the Badger softball team is scheduled to host UW Green Bay tomorrow in their home opener, but this is what head coach Yvette Healy and her coaching staff and the grounds crew at Goodman Diamond had to deal with this morning. Now, they did make progress, but we're gonna need some sunshine to dry out the field. As of now, first pitch for the doubleheader is set for 3 o'clock. We're back after this.
Right now, Planet Fitness, you can get that big fitness energy for just $1 down, $10 a month. No commitment, cancel anytime. What a deal! That's right. Enjoy tons of equipment in the judgment-free zone for just $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, April 5th.
Now's the time to save on big projects. Hurry into Menards for 11% off everything. Get 11% off easy flooring updates for your home. Find your style and save 11% on Patriot Lighting. Transform your home with 11% off new Mastercraft doors. Or go even bigger and get 11% off a new kitchen. Don't miss out. There's no limit to what you can save with 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Make a move in the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed for more responsive performance and more advanced tech. When you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2022 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Get moving and find the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
There were severe health complications with my baby when I was pregnant. We made the decision to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Dan Kelly doesn't believe that women should even have that freedom. On the Supreme Court, Dan Kelly will uphold the criminal ban on abortion. Someone you love might struggle with a pregnancy like I did. And that's why we can't have an extremist like Dan Kelly on the Supreme Court.
I had a lot of bad days with gout, but that one took the wedding cake.
Even with medicine, my uric acid was still too high to stop painful gout buildup. Then a gout specialist told me about Cristexa.
Cristexa is a prescription medicine for adults with gout whose symptoms are not controlled by other gout medicines.
I learned Cristexa quickly starts working to break down gout buildup.
Cristexa is an infused medicine. Serious life-threatening allergic reactions can occur while taking Cristexa. Tell your doctor right away if you have symptoms such as shortness of breath, trouble breathing, dizziness, itching, or swelling of the throat or tongue. Cristexa is not recommended if you have high levels of uric acid without a history of gout. Do not take Cristexa if you have a rare disorder called G6PD deficiency or favism. Before receiving Cristexa, tell your doctor if you have a history of heart problems and all the medicines you take. Cristexa may cause gout flare-ups, allergic reactions, nausea, bruising, sore throat, constipation, chest pain, and vomiting.
I received Cristexa for about 6 months. Now I'm in control, not gout.
Find a doctor who specializes in gout at goutdocnow.com.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years.
At Planet Fitness, there's hope with tons of energizing equipment in our judgment-free zone. Join for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, April 5th.
Madison mayoral candidates debate Tuesday at 4 p.m.
Finally, tonight, breakfast just got a lot sweeter, just in time for the 60th anniversary of the iconic Little Debbie Swiss Rolls. Kellogg's and Little Debbie joining forces once again to create Kellogg's Little Debbie Swiss Rolls cereal. Healthy meal. It'll be available at retailers nationwide starting in April. I don't believe they have a
skip the milk,
sugar-free.
just eat it right out of the box.
This is so perfect for you with your little
I don't like
Debbie's.
them like I used to. My mom put them in the lunch pail when I was like in seventh.
The lunch pail, I love this.
In kindergarten.
I got them in the lunch bag at St. Hubert's. Well, tomorrow look for a quiet day, but again, a first warn alert day for Friday for severe weather.
All right, finally getting to spring. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good and have a great night.